Excerpt from Seeker by William Nicholson. Seeker woke earlier than usual, long before dawn, and lay in the darkness thinking about the day ahead. It was high summer, with less than a week to go before the longest day of the year. In school, it was the day of the monthly test, and it was his 16th birthday. Unable to sleep, he rose and dressed quietly so as to not wake his parents, and went out into the silent street. By the light of the stars, he made his way to the steps of the up zigzagged up the steep hills and began to climb. As he did so, he watched the eastern sky and saw there the first pale silver gleams on the horizon that heralded the coming of dawn. He had decided to watch the sunrise. At the top of the steps, the path flattened out and led into the stone-flagged Nam Square. To his right rose the great dark mass of the Nam, the castle monastery that dominated the island. To his left, the avenue of the old storm-blasted pine trees that led to the overlook. He knew these streets well. They were his friends. He came to this place often to be alone and to look over the boundless ocean to the very farthest edges of the world. There was a wooden railing at the far end of the avenue to warn those who walked here to go no further. Beyond the railing, the land fell away at first at a steep slope, and then in a sheer vertical cliff. Hundreds of feet below the nesting falcons and the circling flight of gulls, the waves broke against the dark rocks. This was the most southerly face of the island. From here, there was nothing but sea and sky. Seeker stood by the railing and watched the light trickle into the sky and shivered. The band of gold now glowing on the horizon seemed to promise change, a future in which everything would be different. With this dawn, he was 16 years old and a child no longer. His real life, the life for which he had been waiting so long, and was about to begin. The gold light was now turning red. All across the eastern sky, the stars were fading into the light, and the feathery bands of cloud were rimmed with scarlet. Any moment now, the sun itself would break the line of the horizon. How can a new day begin like this, he thought, and nothing change? Then there it was, a blazing crimson ball bursting the band of the sea and sky, hurling beams of brilliance across the water. He looked away, dazzled, and saw the red light on the trunks of pine trees and on the high stone walls of the Nam. His own land, too, held up before him, was bathed in the rays of the rising sun, familiar but transformed. Moving slowly, he raised both his arms above his head and pointed his forefingers skyward, and touched them together. This was the Nomana salute. Those who wished to become noble warriors entered the Nam at the age of 16. He heard a soft sound behind him. Turning, startled, he saw a figure standing in the avenue. He flushed and lowered his arms. Then he gave a respectful bow of his head because the watch was a Noma. "You're up early." A woman, her voice sounded warm and friendly. "I wanted to see the dawn." Seeker was embarrassed that she had seen him making the salute to which he was not entitled, but she did not reprimand him. He bowed again, and headed down the avenue, now flooded by the brilliant light of the rising sun. As he passed the Noma, she said, "It's not necessary to be unhappy." He stopped and turned back to look at her. Like all the Nomana, she wore a bandana over her head, which shadowed her face. But he sensed that she was half smiling as she met his gaze. "I am unhappy." The Noma went on gazing at him with her gentle smile. "Who are you?" He gave his full name, the name his father had chosen for him, the name he hated, Seeker after Truth. Ah, yes, the school teacher's son. His father was the headmaster of the island's only school. He was raising Seeker to be a teacher like him. "Your life is your own," said the Noma. "If it's not the life you want, only you can change it." Seeker made his way slowly back to the steps and down the steps home, his mind filled by the Noma's words. All his life he had done what his father had asked of him. He had always been top of his class and was now top of the school. He knew his father was proud of him, but he did not want to live his father's life. Seeker wanted to be a noble warrior. Number 6. On what day does this story take place? A. Seeker's 16th birthday. B. The first day of school. C. The last day of school. D. The first day of summer. Number 7. Which sentence best states a theme of this text? A. You can be whatever you want to be. B. If you try, you can achieve anything. C. Getting older does not have to be scary. D. Respect your elders. Number 8. What detail best supports your answer in question 7? A. And it was his 16th birthday. B. He bowed again and headed down the avenue, now flooded by the brilliant light of the rising sun. C. His father was the headmaster of the island's only school. He was raising Seeker to be a teacher like him. D. He knew his father was proud of him, but he did not want to live his father's life. Number 9. Choose 2 words from Seeker that have the same meaning. A. Boundless. B. Different. C. Fading. D. Transformed. E. Entitled. Number 10. What inference can be made about the Noma? A. She was intimidating. B. She is wise. C. She is smart. D. She is kind.